Hey guys, the Fight Bananas podcast is supported by Daniel Martinez, the law offices of Daniel Martinez. I solve problems. Guys, give him a call at any time at 877-5-RIGHTS. That's 877-5-RIGHTS. Or check out the website at martinez.law. Daniel Martinez, the law offices of Daniel Martinez, in your corner. 877-5-RIGHTS. Also, check out Fusion CBD products. Check out the website at fusioncbdproducts.com. Guys, you know I drink the waters. 6-pack for $19.50. It's an incredible deal. Also, lately, I've been using the CBD Instant Rub. There's a relief rub and also a CBD cream and muscle for joint pain. Guys, make sure you go to fusioncbdproducts.com right now. Hit them up on Instagram at fusioncbd and check out the website at fusioncbdproducts.com. Hello world, what's up guys? Dave Van Auken, Fight Bananas Podcast 333. We should make that into a t-shirt or something. Guys, tonight's the night, Thursday night, UFC Fight Pass, Icon 2. Man, we've been covering this event. We talked to Frank and Bellamere this past week. So happy to have them on the podcast, on our YouTube channels. It was a great video. So if you guys haven't checked out Bella and Frank Mir, go to our YouTube channel, go get it. Also, tons of content. We've been putting out videos galore. Inside the Distance podcast. Kat Nelson drops tonight, her podcast. A lot of little videos. Who's underrated, underpromoted, and so much more. Who's Chimaev going to fight next? Ton of content. Guys, it's UFC 254 week. But tonight, make sure to check out Bella Mir in her pro debut for Icon. Icon 2, Icon Fighting Federation. Guys, what a stacked podcast. We're so pumped. We're going to have numerous of guests. Nothing bigger and better than our girl, the queen of Fight Bananas podcast, Gillian, the Savage Robertson. She's coming back on the podcast. She was just victorious at UFC Fight Island 6. The most female flyweight wins under the UFC banner. Gillian, it's a good talk. It's really cool. It's an outlook on what's going next for her. Will she fight later on in 2020? And who does she want to fight next? A very, very, an answer that might shock you. It's a good one. It's coming up right now. Right after Gillian, we're going to have Chris Mixan, who just won his professional debut fight for Empire Fighting Championship. He's coming on the podcast. And then we're going to end it with our guy, Alex the Spartan Nicholson, and he's going to tell you who will be the Gladiator of UFC 254. So we're just a really, really packed show. And for all the parents, if you're driving with your kids, earmuffs, this episode drops a couple of the bombs, if you know what I mean. There's a couple F-bombs out there. Hey, when you have Alex the Spartan Nicholson, you got Chris Mixan on, that's who they are, and we allow them to do it. So, earmuffs to all the kids out there. But guys, packed podcast, like I said, Nicholson, Mixon, and the Gillian Savage Robertson's coming on. And we might even get a real quick plug from our number one sponsor, our main guy, Daniel Martinez. Let's see if I can grab him right before the episode ends. All right, guys, let's go right now with the Savage, Gillian Robertson. All right, guys, how are we doing? Here we go. Fight Bananas podcast again, our absolute favorite. Gillian the Savage Robertson, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. A little bit jet lagged right now. Just got home yesterday from Fight Island, so trying to catch up on some sleep.
There you go. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time like always. I was going to actually start there with the jet lag and the home and Fight Island, but something I want to hit on first is, I made a little video. I don't know if you saw it. I sent it to you about I thought you're underpromoted and underrated as UFC fighter. And it's always, I know when I hit something, when I have multiple UFC fighters, I had around like 10 or 12 in the last 10 hours Dave, I agree with that. I believe in that. So I think it's cool. I think I actually hit on something. I don't know if you saw it, but it was cool to have that the UFC fighters agree with me that you are underrated and underpromoted.
I think that's awesome. And like I said, I always appreciate the support. And I feel like I always have been kind of a dark horse of the division. I'm coming up and nobody sees me as much of a threat as I really am.
Right. And it's like, I just think you're in the division with your age and you're ascending and everything is kind of going the right way. And other fighters in that division has multiple more losses in the UFC than you do, and the age doesn't make sense. So I think you are, but we'll see. And hey, you're proving us right. You just keep on getting wins. So before we kind of get into the win, how are you doing? How is the travel? And I talked about it being a Orlando and a Florida, at the time regional fighter, now fighting in Abu Dhabi, halfway across the world. How was it to make that experience?
Oh, it's absolutely mind blowing to me every day that this is my job. I get to go out there and do what I love to do and just have fun. So in a completely different country, halfway across the world. So it's just absolutely insane to me every day that this is what I get to do.
And how was Fight Island? We hear so many different stories, and there's pros to it and cons to it. Can you throw us a pro, and can you throw us a con that you wish you maybe were in Vegas or even at your own hotel, your own home?
I would say the only con really would be flight time. So
okay.
We had to fly from Florida to Vegas, then Vegas to Abu Dhabi. So in total, I think it was 21, 22 hours of flight time, which, that was definitely a lot. But other than that, I had an absolutely amazing experience out there. I went out there a little bit early, so I was out there for about 20 days, and
right.
It was just unreal. It's almost like futuristic being in Abu Dhabi.
Right. I hear they do such a great job of making sure you're comfortable and making sure the food is good and all that stuff. So, 20 days out there, was it, what was the thing you missed the most? Maybe the dog or something else. What was the thing you I can't wait to get back to Florida?
I was about to say, I think that's a pretty obvious answer for me. It's my dog. I missed him so much. Every single day I was FaceTiming him and just crying because I missed him.
Love it. Another thing I also talked about too, you get the victory, a pretty dominating performance, and at the bell rings and your face, and you can tell you're pissed, you're not happy. And I'm like, oh my God, she's such a savage. That's why we know that you are going to win multiple more fights and have a huge future. Even a UFC victory is so hard and so tough to come by. You're not happy because you don't even get the finish. Now it's been 3, 4, 5 days. Have you slowed down on that? Are you happy you got the win, of course? Or are you still, a little pissed I didn't get the neck?
I'm happy that I went out there and I had fun. No matter what, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And then I love doing that. So I'm happy that I got to go out there and perform. But with the results, I know that I'm better than that. I know that I should have been able to finish her. And that's my first decision ever in the UFC. So yeah, I still stand by it. That I'm not necessarily happy with it, but I'm happy that I got to go out there and perform it in the UFC.
There you go. Do you feel a difference? It's been, multiple wins this year. Of course, leaving ATT and going with Dean, going with the firm, working with Jose. Have you felt difference in your game, or do you feel yourself leveling up in the past 12 months?
100%. I see myself getting so much better. I felt like when previously I was kind of in a standstill because I wasn't necessarily getting the attention from coaches that I needed. And now that I have Dean's attention 100% of the time, every single day I see myself improving, and it makes me enjoy the sport so much more, just seeing myself get better.
Right, for sure. So after the fight, you kind of called out that Shevchenko. People in the know kind of knew that fight could have happened if they got accepted. If she doesn't accept it, is there anyone else? Is there any top 10? Me, and I think I know your, how much you want to win and all that. Is that Macy Barber? Is that something you do sooner or later want to get back?
I guess I'm not too concerned about the name, but if it does happen, it happens, and I'm 100% down for it. But I actually just noticed that yesterday I moved up in ranking, so I'm now ranked number 12. So Shevchenko's below me, so it's still a fight that I'd want, but I guess not necessarily as attractive now that she's not ranked above me. So really, anybody 1 through 11, those are the ideal names on my list. Okay,
and that's weird that you say that, because I know how much you wanted that fight, and we all think it's a great fight for you as well too. But yeah, you're moving up, you're ascending, you're moving forward. Sometimes you don't want to look backwards, and like you said, that fight could have happened if someone accepted it, and she passed on it, so maybe it's your time to pass on it. I like it, of course. So Jessica was later on the night. She's been getting a lot of buzz with finishing in the first round. Did you see it? Have you heard the buzz as well?
Oh yeah, I was able to watch it. It was about 5 a.m. after I fought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive to see her move up and have so much success. She was obviously the lot smaller fighter, and all week long, I honestly thought Caitlin had it. I thought just her style would have presented problems to Jessica, but obviously she still has power at this division.
Right, that is for sure. She looked really good. She looked clean. She looked aggressive, kind of like how she always is. It was a good performance by her. Do you still have to pinch yourself? 25 years young. You have the most UFC flyweight female wins in the whole, in its history. Is it still mind blowing to you, or is like you kind of not assume this? This is something that you strive for, you work hard for, and you day in day out, or is it still like, wow, I am doing this?
Like I said, just the fact that this is my job is so mind-blowing for me. So to be able to set records and I just want to set them as far as I can. I'm not trying to just settle for the records that I have right now. I'm trying to make it so girls can't beat them.
That's good. That's good. This weekend, Khabib or Gaethje?
Obviously, I was Team Gaethje in the Tough House, and I've honestly been saying it for the longest time that I feel like Gaethje is the answer to Khabib. His style
Really?
I think his style presents a lot of problems to him. He's a great wrestler. I think he has a total of like 17 seconds on the ground of every time that he's been taken down in a fight, just because he pops up so fast. He knows how to get up. He knows how to scramble to his feet. And obviously he's coming for the kill on the feet. So I think he might present a lot of problems for Khabib.
Wow, I like that. I think I'm in the whole 28-0 thing until I see the loss. Like I picked against Israel this year, John this year. Like I'm going with those undefeated goats until they lose. I'm just sticking with it, I guess.
And I guess I'm always rooting for the underdog, so I got to root for Gaethje.
Me too, usually. Me too. Another one I like a lot too, I would love your take, is Whitaker and Kinnear. I think it's getting underrated. I think it's a really, really good fight. Love your take on that one.
It's definitely an underrated fight, and I guess I don't know. I'm a huge Whitaker fan, so I guess I'm a little biased in that. I followed his career a lot, where I haven't as much with Cannonier.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I think Whitaker's going to take it too. I think he's underrated as well. But man, Gillian Robertson getting another win. Do you definitely want to take the rest of the year off, 2020, and kind of come back 2021? Or if they call you or anything short notice happens in the next 6 weeks, jump on it?
Oh, yeah, I just have a little bumps and bruises right now. So I'm probably taking this week a little bit light, but I'm back to work next week, and I'm waiting for the call.
That leg bruise, is that healing up okay?
Yeah, it's the leg bruise, and honestly, the worst thing that I have is mat burn from shooting takedowns. My knees are absolutely wrecked right now.
So far, watching it live, we kind of saw it and noticed it. And of course, I was talking with Aaron, and he said he was talking to you later that night and said like that was the thing. Like you were just so like your knees were so burned up that night. It was incredible.
Oh, it's brutal, and especially when you're flying home, you're trying to wear comfy clothes on the plane, but it keeps sticking to your leg. It's just absolutely miserable.
Oh, my goodness. Gillian the Savage Robertson, always appreciate your time. Always came on the podcast. We're around like 340-ish, so I think number 400 is around the corner. You know us. We just put out content daily, so we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, definitely. It was a pleasure talking to you again.
Later, Gillian. Thank you.
No problem.
Love it, love it, love it. Always love talking with Gillian the Savage Robertson. And also, you know what we love, guys? We love our guys from JustBlazeClothing.com. Our main man, Wallace, he does a phenomenal job. Guys, if you are from the 305 or if you're in the Just Blaze community, make sure to go to JustBlazeClothing.com. That's JustBlazeClothing.com. All right, let's talk with the newly minted 1-0 professional fighter, Chris Mixan. All right, guys, here we go, jumping on the Fight Bananas podcast. My main man, undefeated professional fighter. That sounds good as hell to say. Chris Mixan, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, boss. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Crazy. It's been, 4 or 5 days now. How do you feel? Let's kind of see that first, and then I definitely want to go back and talk about the performance.
I feel great. Obviously, looking back at my performance, I'm not too enthused with it. I got hit with some stuff that I should never get hit by, but it gave me the opportunity to show a wrinkle in my game that I haven't been able to show.
Right. It's funny. I talked to John Radford, your main guy, on Sunday about it, or Monday morning maybe, And he's like, man, it's just one of those things. You're such a great stand-up fighter. And that's something I talked about. I think you're just phenomenal, kicking, feet, length, long, just you got it all standing up. You really don't do a lot of work on the ground. And John's like, dude, Chris is a great wrestler. And then to show a submission aspect of your game, it's just one of those things. It's like, I feel like now I knew that you knew you had that, but to do it with the bright lights and the camera rolling and when it counts, I think it's like one of those things, okay, I got that in the toolbox as well. So I think in the long run, it's going to go positive for you, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And it is my first pro fight. So it's really just, it's like a rebirth, I guess. It's a new beginning, where
yeah.
I have the opportunity. It's not like this is the be all end all for me. Like this is not, like I'm still just getting started. I'm still getting better every single day.
Right. It's
great because I feel like I've had this kind of one-dimensional kind of look where it's like, oh, he's a striker. So everyone's like, we're going to take him down and do all this, but I showed, hey, you take me down, I'll still get you. Yeah, so I kind of had this one-dimensional look where, everyone's like, oh, he's just a striker. He's just good on the feet. That's it. But I showed, if you take me down, I still got tools and still got weapons I could use from there.
Right. I totally agree, man. And it's like you've been working so much at it. It's been this long journey, and it's been something you've been I feel like the pressure has been building since your last amateur fight to your professional fight. And
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like, did you feel that? Was this just kind of a total release off the shoulder? Even almost like win or lose, you're like, okay, I'm pro now, I can roll, like, let's pick up fights, let's do here and here. It just seems like it's been this, I felt it from afar. So I would assume you felt that this 10-month journey, 12-month journey of like, okay, guys, I need to fight. Like, let's go. Like, I want to get this ball rolling. Am I right on that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always a release going out there because, there's always so much pressure and so much tension leading up, especially when you get a guy that's saying foolish things on the internet. So you're kind of, chomping at the bit to get after it. But, yeah, I mean, of course, especially with the year being what it is, it's been a rough year for everybody.
Right.
So to finally get a win, both figuratively and literally,
yeah,
it's a great feeling.
For sure. I got a couple notes there, and one of my notes, it was exactly what you just kind of said and picked up on, so I'm going to run with it. It was weird. It just seemed like it was a lot of bad blood very quickly through this fight. And just with knowing you, I just know you're just not type of person, and a lot of people that you fought in the past seemed like really respectful. It's kind of funny story. I've never even told you this, I don't think. One of your amateur fights where me and the wife were sitting in the crowd, we're watching you do work like you do, and one of your opponents was in the crowd, and he was like, man, that Chris Mixon's a stud. I got so much respect for him. He's so good. He was so respectful to me. And it was like this really cool thing. I'm like, wow, I don't even know if I ever told you that. But I
don't think so, yeah.
This opponent came after you kind of hard and just kind of very aggressively, to say the least. Was it different to fight under kind of a bad blood terms, or was it just, hey, it's going to be another wrinkle of the game now?
Absolutely not. Not for me, at least. It makes no difference to me. You could say anything. I don't care. In the end, we're going to fight, and it's just a matter of skills. And even on the feet, I did get knocked down twice even. But, like, even on the feet, I felt like I was just outclassing him, and I just got lazy. I got lazy. I came up after a shot, put my head up, and I got hit with that hook, and I was just like, I was more irritated than anything else. Like, I was just like, I can't believe I just did that shit. But,
right.
Yeah, the bad blood or whatever, all the talk, and especially with the way the UFC is now, everyone feels like they got to sell something. I don't know if that was what it was, or he actually genuinely doesn't like me. I mean, either way, I don't care. I know I was telling John in the back, because this guy's, he's being rowdy in the back before we even go out to fight. And I told John, because I'm a big history guy. That's always been
right
my thing. And I was like, when Caesar was invading Britain, and all the Britons were doing chants and sacrifices and all this crazy shit, and Caesar just didn't care, and he beat him anyway. So I was like, I'm just gonna do what Caesar did and just fuck him up anyways.
When you said history, I thought you meant like 3 years ago in the UFC history. I didn't know if you were going to take it back to Caesar. No, I'm messing with you. I've known that about you. You're so analytical inside the octagon and outside. you going forward, we have the win now. You're 1-0. You're moving forward. All that kind of, to me, drama and anticipation and all this pressure, to me, is behind you now. Now you can just look forward of getting fights, getting back inside the ring. Are you trying to get back inside the cage inside 2020, or you would like to heal? It's the fall and Thanksgiving and Christmas and family and all that stuff, and trying to bounce back in 2021, or what's the next couple of months outlook for you, my man?
Well, not necessarily like holidays or anything. I don't even do training camps. I'm just always in the gym.
Right.
It's never, I never take like off time like that. So, but it's mainly the fact, I did get, although I wasn't like physically rocked, like I didn't, lose control of where I was, or I didn't feel like I was about to go out. It was just little flash knockdowns. I still did take some damage. So I wanted to take a little bit of time and just, not get hit in the head and just, yeah, and I did get hit in the head a few times, even though I feel like I wasn't rocked or I wasn't really in danger of getting finished. They were just more of a flash knockdown kind of a thing.
No, I totally get it. Couple more questions for you, and then I definitely want to give you the platform at the end. Sponsorship, social media, it's just kind of part of the game, you know that. Two is... One, this weekend, Saturday night, UFC 254. I cannot wait. Brutally honest question: Khabib or Gaethje? Who do you got?
I'm torn because my mom's side of the family's from Russia, so I got to go Khabib. But then at the same time, I saw Gaethje live once, so I got to pick Gaethje. So I'm kind of split in between. But I want to see Gaethje win because he is the underdog. The O must go, as they say.
Okay, the O must go. Okay. Last one for you is, I know behind the scenes your relationship with John Radford and how much he means to you just as a person and as a fighter. And to me, you guys have this great coach fighter aspect. I always like Belichick and Brady and Jordan and Jackson. There's just this this special sauce to it. And how, kind of putting into words, 30 seconds a minute, what does John Radford mean to you as a person and just as a fighter? Just keep on leveling up.
Yeah, well, as a person, of course, that's my fucking brother. We'll do anything for each other. I said, if I was ever robbing a bank, I'd tell him to come with me. Yeah. But as a coach, it's always the thing I think that's really that it's not even like a subordinate kind of look. Like, I don't feel like a subordinate to him. I feel like everything's a conversation, in regards to techniques that we're trying, angles that we're trying, and just even like just the philosophy of fighting itself. Like, everything's a conversation where we find an area where we both agree, because in the end, he's not the person fighting and I'm not the person watching. So we got to find that middle ground, and that middle ground is where you could find, that perfect technique.
Absolutely, man. Incredible, dude. 1-0. I appreciate you talking right after, what was it? It was 15, 20 minutes. We were doing a little live recap show. You guys bounced on. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And, I know it was super loud there, but, and I know you weren't extremely happy, if that's the right word, with your performance. But, like, at the end of the day, just moving forward, you're going to look back on this 2 years ago. For one, you learned lessons. I think it was always super important and vital. You earned the victory. You earned, positive, just juice. You just learned so much in a 10-minute, session. To me, it's only upward and onward. Like, it's just one of those things,
Absolutely.
And to start a career 0-1's a lot different than 1-0. And so I'm just, man, super, super excited for you and your future. And Chris, man, just drop your social medias, any kind of plugs or anything you want off your chest, man. Platform is yours.
Word. On Instagram, it's just my name, just Chris Mixan, no spaces, no caps, no numbers, nothing funny. And then Facebook, same thing. It's just my name. And that's the only social media I'm on. But big thank you to all the sponsors that helped get us out there to Biloxi. I know John's friend Joey, Halifax Academy, helped us. And then we had some other guys that I can't remember the names of for life of me, and I forgive me for that. But and Dave too. Dave, man, just put me on, give me this platform, and hyping me up and putting up posts and all that stuff. Thanks to you, Dave.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Man, can't wait, dude. Next time we'll talk in the studio. Remember we did that a year ago, and I think it was our longest podcast to date. I think we went over 2 hours that night.
Yeah, it was a hot minute.
My man, just continue work, man. So proud of you, and we'll talk soon, all right, brother? All right, guys, here we go. We're going to have a new little segment on the show. We got my main man, Alex Spartan Nicholson, jumping on. We're going to call it Gladiator of the Weekend. We got a big weekend right now, UFC 249. A stacked card from top to bottom. Of course, the main event, Khabib versus Gaethje. Alex, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, and yes, it will be an exciting night of fights.
For sure. There's a heavyweight with Walt Harris and Volkov. There's a sick middleweight fight that's kind of getting overlooked. That Whittaker-Kinnear is just legit. But my main man, the main question for you, who will be the Gladiator of the weekend?
I got to go with Gaethje because, main event on the main card, that's the brightest of lights. A fight's a fight, but I think there's no other fight except possibly Whittaker and Kinnear that's going to be, straight fireworks. I think, like you said, Kinnear and Whittaker is like a sleeper on the card if you're just a casual and you don't really know what's going on. But
right.
I think Justin Gaethje is going to go out there and put on a fucking glorious performance, against a technician and basically a cyborg, and Khabib, who, a lot of people don't understand. He's been literally doing this since he was a baby. I have a 3-year-old son to be like, well, I already do fight with him, but it's like if I was strictly making him shoot double legs for 8 hours a day, people don't, understand that makes you like not human. It makes you more like a machine, like I said. But I would like to see Justin Gaethje knock that machine down like Schwarzenegger in the Terminator and then finish him off with one of those beautiful, I like to call it like a crossover hook. It's like fighting but and one basketball. Oh baby, crosses him over, bang bang, hook up a click.
I like
the same style I have. I like to come in and out and just shake their ass, and then next thing they know, sleep.
Right. It's like Stephon Marbury meeting Roy Jones Jr. You got the crossover, little hook. I like that. With the Gladiator, with like how Russell Crowe did in the movie, sometimes they even lose. I think I'm doubling down with you. I 100% agree. I think win or lose, Gaethje will be the Gladiator of the weekend. I see no way, no how that Gaethje goes out quick, goes out early. I love Dustin Poirier, but just that performance was off. I thought, almost the Khabib or got to Dustin. I didn't see he didn't kind of show out like I know Justin Gaethje is going to show out this weekend.
Hey, what we do in life echoes through eternity. That motherfucker's going to come out fireworks, bro. I don't care if he gets taken down. I think he's got such great reaction time that if Khabib does, as we all know, shoot, it could be something similar, Khabib is better striking saying this, but how Masvidal did Askren, just something that he's trained fucking over and over and fucking over again, and then just one way and then the other. Just, what the guy's gonna do. Khabib definitely you don't know as much when. He's more of a mixed martial artist than a street wrestler, but I think that Gaethje could time it because that's what he has, is timing and accuracy. And Khabib, stand-up wise, is more, like I said, robotic. Just same shit. So,
right. Man,
I'm looking forward to watching it, though.
There we go. We cannot wait, too. Fight Bananas community is going to be so pumped. UFC 254 this weekend. This is Alex Spartan Nicholson. His Gladiator pick of the weekend is Justin Gaethje. My man, appreciate you. We'll talk soon. All right, brother?
Yeah, everybody, tune in and hopefully watch Khabib get tuned out.
There we go.
You having me. God bless.
Yeah, man. Talk to you soon.
There we go, guys. The Spartan has spoken. Justin Gaethje is his Gladiator of the weekend, and I'm really pumped. Let me stop here for a second. Let me see. Like I said, I really want to get my man Daniel Martinez if we can at the end, but let me hit on this Whittaker-Kinnear fight. It's a middleweight title eliminator. I'm a Whittaker guy. I respect so much of Kinnear. He used to be a heavyweight and a light heavyweight. Now he's 3-0 under this middleweight division. Fought the GOAT, Anderson Silva. But there's just something about Robert Whittaker and what he's done for his kid and just his demeanor underneath the banner of the UFC. I love the mega fight that he had with Izzy. The fight with Darren Till over the summer at Fight Island I thought was spectacular. One of the most underrated fights of 2020 so far. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go check out that Till and Whitaker fight. Phenomenal fight. This has been, it's kind of overshadowed because the main event is what the main event is. It's one of these once in a lifetime's gotta watch fights. It's Gaethje Khabib. It's the greatest lightweight alive today. Who is it? But please make sure, guys, you give a spotlight on Whitaker and Kinnear. This can easily main event any of these fight nights, especially on Fight Island. Whitaker, Kinnear might steal the show. And I think I'm going to put my money where my mouth is with Robert Whitaker. All right, real quick, Daniel is calling in right now. Daniel Martinez in your corner. We're going to end the show here. This is Podcast 333. Hopefully you enjoyed Gillian, the Savage Robertson, Chris Mixan, our guy, the Spartan Nicholson. And here comes Daniel Martinez. All right, guys, here we go. We are live with my main man, Daniel Martinez. Man, make sure you guys give him a call right now, anytime, 877-5-RIGHTS. If you got anything, he's in your corner. My man, Daniel, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Dave. As usual, I'm doing my own fighting, if you will. I'm on the way to court, but I've always got time to talk to my friends here at Fight Bananas, of course.
Appreciate it, man. So much is going on. Real quick, let me dive right into it. So much is happening right now. We got Icon Fighting Federation, Bellamir, Frank Mir. It's bananas. How did you get in with Dean Toole and working with Icon Fighting Federation?
Well, you know, I've always had a great deal of respect for Dean Toole. Who doesn't in this business, and just
yes,
in general. And I got to be honest. I really like to work with people that are not only good professionally but good individuals. I look
right.
at people's heart and character. And Dave, you know very well how I got with Dean Toole because you introduced us to a certain degree, and you know he's good people like you. So that's the type of people I like to work with. It's not just about success. It's about character and all that stuff. Although, wow, Icon is outstanding.
It is, man. It's on fire right now. So much is going on. Yeah, let's hit it. Bella Mir making her debut.
Yeah.
The daughter of Frank Mir. I had them both on the show. I was pretty blown away, man. It was cool because they said, hey, you're going to work with Bella a little bit. I'm like, sure, sounds good. And I see a little window, and it's Frank Mir sitting there. I'm like, whoa, hey, Frank, how you doing?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Dean told me after the fact. He said, yeah, I'm going to get Dave on a surprise. It's going to be Frank on the show as well, but you handled it like a professional. What a good show, as they all are. And speaking of Frank Mir, he's a legend. I don't think anybody needs to be told that, but I fanboy out, even though a lot of my friends are very experienced and world-class athletes, but still, I talked to Frank on Instagram yesterday. He followed me, and I geeked out. I got like fanboy about it, and it was nice to hear from him. Certainly, I'm just honored to be a part of this.
For sure. I'm with you the same way. I think I just talked about it on an interview. Like, I think we're around 340, 350 podcasts, somewhere in there. And I still get the same excitement, the same goosebumps on 350 as I did in the first one. I still love it just as much. And it's cool. You got to have that or you will burn out. And there we go, guys. That was Daniel Martinez. He had to run. His phone was calling. Someone needed him and called the phone number, and Martinez has to answer because he's always in your corner. And that phone number is, real quick, if I can drop it to you one more time, 877-5-RIGHTS. That's 877-5-RIGHTS. Guys, what a great episode. I'm just blown away with all the feedback. I threw a little video about how Gillian Robertson was underrated. And I can't tell you how many UFC and pro fighters reached out to me and had their take, and most of them agreed with what I said. So it was great to have Gillian back on the podcast. We've always appreciated her time and always loved her coming on. And I think it's crazy that she's over the Shevchenko. That was definitely a fight she wanted, 6, 8, 10 months ago. And now she's moving onward and upward. Top 10, top 8. We're so excited for Gillian. So excited for Chris Mixan. So excited for UFC 254. Guys, get ready. Inside the Distance podcast drops tonight. Kat Nelson drops tonight. They're going all in on who you should put your money on, Khabib or Gaethje. I think I'm leaning Khabib. I'm going to give my final prediction Friday on the Fight Bananas podcast with our main man, Stephen Mowry, undefeated heavyweight from Bellator. Stephen Mowry's going to come on the podcast. We got a packed show again tomorrow. Big things. Mowry,
Khabib and Gaethje, and so much more. Appreciate you guys. I'm Dave Van Auken. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And just stay blessed out there, guys. Keep on. Oh, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, the iTunes, give us 5 stars. They really want us to get working on that. So give us 5 stars. Subscribe on YouTube. Here we go, guys. Tomorrow, Friday, Maori, and our last pick on Khabib or Gaethje at UFC 254.